Welcome to Superstar Craft. Today I'm going to be sharing another cozy farm build. I've already shared a big red barn, a small matching red barn for your sheep with a wool farm attached to it, and today I'm going to be sharing a chicken coop. I'm going to show two ways that you can do the interior, either an aesthetic version or adding an actual chicken farm to the inside. All the materials are going to be listed down below in the description, and they're mostly pretty early game materials. You might have a little trouble with getting some bones or a little bit of iron, but everything else will be very simple. So let's just jump in. First blocks we're going to start out with is going to be the stripped spruce logs. And we want to lay two down like this diagonally from each other. And it doesn't matter what side you start from, but we're going to come around and we're going to count 6 over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the sixth one, you lay a block down and you go diagonal again. And we're going to do that on these back two corners. So it's going to start making a square. So we'll come around to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put a block down and go diagonally again. Come around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And diagonal. Next, you want to take your spruce stairs and on the inside of the logs, just place upside down stairs. And then we'll take our fence and right behind the upside down stair, we're going to go across 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just going to do that on these other 3 sides. Downstairs, 5 spruce fences. Upside down stairs, 5 fences. Two, 3, 4, and 5. So that is now the base of your chicken coop. For our next layer, we want to grab the spruce fence again. And this is where you're going to decide where the front of your chicken coop is going to be. The front of my chicken coop is going to be right here. So I'm just going to place one fence down here and one fence down here and leave the middle of it open. But for the other 3 sides, we're going to do 3 fences right in the middle. Wow. It'll look like this. Now that we have our fences laid down, the next few blocks that we're going to need are all spruce. We need a spruce plank, slab, and trapdoor, and then we also need barrels. Start with the barrels first. We're just going to place 1 barrel on top of each spruce log that we have placed. You can place them any direction you'd like. I prefer them up so we can see the black rings around the barrels. 2 on each log. That, and then we're going to take our spruce planks and our spruce slabs and we're going to connect the barrels to each other. We're going to start with the planks first. We're going to go 2 in a slab and then 2 planks, a little bit of an arch, and then we're going to take our slabs again and we're going to go right in front and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So it'll look like this from the top. We're going to have 2 planks, 1 slab in the middle, 2 planks, and then in the front we have 3 slabs. Do that again on the side. 2 planks on both sides, a slab in the middle, and 3 slabs in the front. And now you can see for the sides and the back, this fence is going to cover the top of here. And for the front here, it doesn't. You are going to have a little bit of a hole right here. It's just because we have something else being put kind of there where a fence won't fit. So no fence for the front. Let's finish off the side and the back. 2 planks on either side, a slab in the middle, and 3 front, back, 2 planks, slab in the middle, 3 slabs in the front. Okay, we have one more thing to add to the base of the chicken farm. We need our trapdoors, and right on the sides of the slabs that are the furthest out, we're going to put trapdoors. Take a look from the top here. And we also want to put a trapdoor right between the barrels, right in the corner. Come around here, trapdoors on the sides of the slabs. In the corner, we do that on every side. The base of your chicken farm should be looking like this now. Now let's start with a little stairway up into the chicken farm. For the stairway up, we are going to use mossy stone brick slabs and spruce trapdoors. We're going to grab our spruce plank as a temporary block for right now, and right in the middle, but one block out, we're going to put a temporary block. You can see right in the middle, and one block out. Put a mossy stone slab there, come around to the front, and put one on the top half of that temporary block. Remove that now. And then we're going to place one right here on the bottom. So it's going to go up half a slab till it reaches just the underside of this spruce slab. Then we want to grab our spruce trapdoors. And just for the second and third one is where we're going to place the trapdoors. On the third one, we're going to place it right up against the slab. And for the second one, we're going to place it on the ground and lift it up. So that will be your chicken's way to get up and into their coop. Or if you're going to put your chicken farm in there, that will be your way to get up and into the chicken coop. Now we're going to work on the inside floor. For the floor of the chicken coop, we're going to need jungle slabs and hay bales. If you are adding the actual chicken farm to the inside instead of hay bales, you want to grab oak slabs. From the front, right where we're missing a fence in the middle, we want to place a slab. And then we're going to come out here, turn around, and place another slab. And we're going to go out by 2. So it'll be a row of 5 jungle slabs. And then we're just going to go all the way around the edge to make it a perfect square. So each side will have 5 jungle slabs. Then we're going to take our hay bales. We're just going to line them however we want. Want a few of them standing up. This extra one at the bottom. This. Now that we finished the base of the chicken coop, before we start building up the walls, I am going to show the tutorial of the chicken farm and how it fits in building. That way it's just easier to see how to build the actual farm instead of in like a really small enclosed chicken coop. So we're going to build the farm first. If you are looking for the aesthetic part of a chicken coop instead of the farm on the inside, you could skip forward a couple minutes. I will try to put the time that you can skip to on the screen. Okay, let's start with this chicken farm. We're going to start in the back of the chicken farm right in the center, and we're going to place down a sticky piston. I'm going to come to the front of the sticky piston and place 2 blocks in front of it so we can then place an observer looking towards the blocks. And we could have kept that one in front of it because we are going to have to add a comparator. Go up and we'll place a temporary block on top of that with an observer connected to that block, and we can remove it so the face is facing this observer. So 2 faces are facing each other, but they are not kissing. Go ahead. This is going to also be a temporary block, so we want to connect a temporary block in front of this stone one towards the front. We're still working right in the middle of this entire build, and we want to put a dispenser facing the front of the build. We can remove that. Come up and place a hopper on top of the dispenser. We want the hopper to go into the dispenser. You can take a slab. I'm going to use a pale oak slab. That way it matches with the rest of the chicken coop. And we're going to place it on the bottom half of the dispenser. Then we want to grab a chest and we want to place it in front of that slab. Come around to this side, to the back of the chest, and place a hopper going into the chest. So this is the main farm. We are now going to build a chamber where our chickens will be. So we need glass for that. We want glass surrounding this slab. So we're going to do 1 in front of the chest, 1 on the right side with 1 above, same over here on the left side, and 1 above. We're going to grab a bone block next and we're going to place it right in the middle so it closes off this. So inside here, it's just going to be a little half gap where little baby chickens will go in there and grow. This is not a farm where the chickens are going to be cooked for you. This is just where you will get uncooked chicken. I prefer to put my chickens into a big smelter, so I have an extra reason to build a smelter. But if you want your chickens cooked, that's a whole different tutorial that thousands of people online will have for you. I don't have that. I like my chickens raw. Put a glass block on top of that. And then let's put a temporary block over the hopper so we can surround that with glass. Remove that. We'll put it here, temporary block. You're going to throw all the eggs you've got into the middle of here. And we want the max amount of chickens in here. And a lot are going to come out right now because... Okay. Then you want to close it off. So really, if you don't want them to get out while you're doing this, just double hide. Okay. Okay. We've got chickens. Should have thought of this before. They're all out. Let all the chickens out. There you go. You learned why you need to have a 2-block high chamber around your hopper before you put your chickens in there. Now we want to put all our chickens in here. Bunch of them. Okay, that's... Close it off, just like this. When you have all your chickens in there. And when an egg falls down into here, so the hopper will catch the eggs that they lay. They'll fall down into here, which will then trigger the observers and piston and push the eggs in here. And if there's a baby inside, it will hatch inside here. And when it grows, it'll suffocate on the bone block and we will get raw chicken. Let me get a close-up of the side so you can see if that's easier for you to figure out how to build. I'm now going to tear down this farm so we could start building the rest of this. Now we're just going to have chickens all over the place. Now to continue on with the actual chicken coop, we are going to go back to all of our spruce wood. We're going to grab the stripped spruce log, trapdoors, stairs, the slabs, and the fences. Now we want to take the stripped spruce logs, and we're going to place 3 on top of every barrel. 1, 2, 3. Every single barrel. 3. Like this. Then we're going to take our spruce stairs, and on the inside of every single one, we want to put upside down stairs. Now we're going to make an arch on top of every single one with just slabs. We're going to start with putting the slab on top of the upside down stair. So we're going to go 1 up on each side. And then we're going to go onto the inside of the slab and go 1 over, 1 up on both. Again, 1 over and 1 up, and that will connect in the middle. So 1 on each stair, 1 on the inside, another 1 on top of the slabs, 1 in the middle, and 1 up. Last thing we want to do for these arches is just right on top of the spruce logs, we want to place trapdoors. For the front of this build, we want to connect another trapdoor to these trapdoors so they hang out. That way we can add a lantern underneath. Just grab those lanterns now so you could see. Now we still have one more thing to do with the trapdoors, and it's down here at the bottom. So against where we have the barrels, against this front one, we want to go on the bottom half of this spruce log. So it's going to be up above these 2 trapdoors by 1. And we're going to do that the same on this side. So when you're looking, it's kind of like a wave. And we're going to do that on every side. So right above the barrels. Next, we want to grab our spruce fences. And right in the corner of these spruce logs, right on top of this middle trapdoor, I'm just going to place 3 fences. Now we're going to add in the walls of the chicken coop and we're going to be using the bone block. So starting from the front, just right on top of the fences. So a temporary one down here just so we have somewhere to place this one. We're going to go up 3. Same on this side. That top, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this will be our doorway to get in and out. We do want to close this off, so it's just a 2-high doorway. So we want to place one here, and we can still see a gap right here. We want to place one more bone block. And for the rest of these, there's not an opening. We just have a 1 entrance and exit way for this chicken coop. The rest will just be covered in walls. So we're still going to do the 3 high on the outside, but this middle one will be 4 tall. And we're just going to do that on the other 3 sides. So 1, temporary. We'll do that other temporary here. 3, 1, 2, 3. You can do some sideways like this just to add a little extra something because there's not going to be any extra blocks to make a texturing. It's just going to be the bone block. So from the inside, they will look like this. Now from the outside, this is what your chicken coop will look like. Spin around. Before we move on to the roof of the chicken coop, there is something I missed. There is always something I miss with these tutorials, but it is very easy to do. We just need spruce trapdoors, and under the stairs, we just want to add spruce trapdoors against there and one right here at the top. So just like that, we're just going to add that to the other sides. Right under the stairs, laying down. And we also want to do the same thing we did at the front, the lanterns, to just the back, not the sides. So have one hanging out against these trapdoors and add your lantern to the back. Now that is everything that was forgotten for that, and we can move on to the roof. This next part is going to be easier if you work on top of the bone blocks. In the corner, we have a gap for every corner that we didn't do. So add a bone block just so it's easier to place this next block. So just cover that gap up, and we're going to be placing a block on top of those bone blocks that we just placed. And we're going to start in the front. That way it's easier to know where we're starting from. The next blocks that we're going to be using are the waxed exposed cut copper slabs, granite slabs, polished granite slab, and waxed exposed copper grate. We're going to start with the slabs first, and we're going to start with the copper slab. So in the front, we just want to put a copper slab right on top of the bone blocks right in the corner. And if we spin around to the back, we want to put one here, and then we want to take our polished granite and put that one on this back corner. Now again, to make things a little bit easier to place these blocks, we want to add bone blocks to either side of these top middle ones. Now they are not needed for the build because they won't ever be seen, but just to make things easier to place against them, you can put them there and keep them there. If you don't want to use as many bone blocks, you could use a temporary block and then take it down once you've placed a block against it. Now we're still starting with the front. We're going to start on the left-hand side of the front of the build. We're going to take our granite slab, and on the top half of this bone block, put the granite slab, come around to this side, and on this side of the top half of the bone block, we're going to put our copper. So if we come up here, you can see we're just connecting the sides together, but we're going up half a slab. Let's fill in the other corners. Do this side now. This side we're going to do polished, and then on this side we're going to do copper. We'll come to the back. We're going to do polished again and copper again, around to this last corner, and we're going to do both sides copper. You can see the corners are just going to get filled out, and we're starting to make now kind of an egg shape of the roof. We're going to pause here, and we're going to do the roof of the inside of this room, because when you come down in here and you start to do it, it gets a little crowded. So we're going to do it from above and make it easier. And then you'll also have more places to walk and you won't fall down into your chicken coop. trying to build the actual roof of the chicken coop. We're going to start with barrels, and we're going to just all along the edge of here, we're just going to place barrels. I know this one in the corner is not going to be seen. So if you don't want to use barrels for these corners here, you could use a different block, but they will be seen from down here. So that's why I still like to use the barrels, and you can still use them as storage. So we're just going to do a U shape of barrels, not doing the front, a U shape all around the sides and the back. And in the middle of the barrels on the sections, we want to place a half slab. We're going to do jungle, and we're just going to do that on the 3. And for the front, the bottom half of this top bone block, we're going to add 3 jungle slabs right across the top. Then we want to take our mud bricks. We want to place 2 on each side of those 3 jungle slabs we just placed. I want to come around to this side. I want to add any temporary block that you have. That way we could place a mud block against it and remove that. And we're going to do that same on this side. So now your mud blocks will be 4 in the corners. You want to go back to the jungle slabs, and on the top half of these mud blocks, you just want to add jungle slabs to connect them. And you'll have 1 single opening here. Do a half slab on top of any of them, just so you could put one right in the middle there. And that will be your roof. Let's see when we come into here. It will be just a little bit of a domed shape. And we want to add a lantern in the middle building. So nothing spawns. So that's the start of the inside of the chicken coop. But after we finish building the whole thing, we will come in and finish the decorative stuff on the inside of here. Now we will continue with the rest of the roof of the chicken coop. For the next part, we want to grab our granite slabs, and we're going to start in the front, and we're going to put granite slabs right on top of these bone blocks. We're going to do granite slabs on this side, 1 here, and 1 on this side. But then for these 2 corner ones, we're going to switch to our copper. So for this one, we're going to place a temporary block behind it, so we then can place one on the top half. So it'll poke out half a block like that. Side, we're going to do polished granite. We're going to do the top half. This backside, we're going to do regular granite. And for this side, we're going to do the copper again. Now we're going to grab our copper grates, and we want to put them in the corner here. So we need a temporary block. We want the grates to fully stick out, and we're going to do that on all the corners. This, starting in the front, we're going to start, and we're just going to place them against the copper grates to make it easier. We're going to place a granite slab on both sides. We're going to come around here, and we're going to place a polished, turn to this side and place a regular granite. Come to the back side, another granite, and on this side we will do waxed. And for this one, we're going to do waxed copper on both sides. We're just slowly filling in the corners and gradually taking them up. Next, you want to grab the jungle trapdoors. And on both available sides of the copper grates, we want to put the jungle trapdoors. And we're going to do that on every copper grate. For the next part, we're going to need bone block and white stained glass. We're going to take bone block and we're going to place it on all of the blocks showing. So the corner grates and the 2 connected to it. So it will look like this. And then in between all these bone blocks, just glass. You could use any color stained glass you want. I like the white stained glass, but that will go right in the middle. After that, we're going to take our jungle trapdoors, and right here in the middle against the 3 on the bottom half of these bone blocks and the glass, we're going to place jungle trapdoors. So you could see that this one is against the top half of the grates, and these ones are on the bottom half of the bones and glass. And we're going to do that on the other 3 sides. We're going to grab our spruce slabs again, and we're going to do another one of these arches on all 4 sides, but starting from here. Now, the easiest way to do this is right on the corner of these bone blocks. You put 1 on the top half, come out here, do 1 and 1 below, and then we'll just start making our arch from here. We'll go up and keep going up till you reach the middle where the glass is. And once you reach the glass, you can start going down. And you want your last spruce slab to be just right above these trapdoors on the corners. So we're going to do this on these other 3 sides. So this one's placed. We just start here and go up the middle, and now you go down. And the last one, middle, and go down. Now you want to take your bone block again, and you can see that when we were doing this, we had the little gap right here. We just want to fill that in with bone block. So right on top of all the white stained glass, put a single bone block. For this next part, you can take any trapdoors you'd like. I'm just going to continue using the jungle ones because I have that in my inventory. They will not be seen, but it's just so you could put a trapdoor on the bottom half of these single bone blocks. And that way you can put a lantern that shows from the window. Come out here. You can just see the lantern through the 1 block window. We're going to grab our waxed copper grates again, and we're going to put them right on the corners. So we're just going to put them right on top of the 4 bone blocks in the corners. We then want to grab our waxed exposed chiseled copper, and we're going to do 1 on top of the bone block, and we'll do 1 on each side. And we're going to do that on all sides. But we do not want to put it on top of the copper grate. There's just going to be 3. Next, we're grabbing our waxed exposed cut copper stairs, and we're going to put just 1 single stair right in the middle of each chiseled copper block. Every side right in the middle. Then we're grabbing full blocks of granite and polished granite. We're going to do the front first. We're going to put a temporary one here, bring it back, and remove that so it fills in the corner. And we're going to do that for this back side. And then for this side, we're going to do regular granite. I'm going to take that up again, this time from the front. So add a temporary block on top of your stairs. And we're going to go in with 2 polished, and then the regular granite we're going to do on the front and back. So the polished is on the sides now, and the regular granite is on the front and back. Just need 1 more granite, so we're going to do polished, temporary block there. We're going to bring it over so it fits right in the middle, and that's closed off. And we just have 3 more blocks to place for this chicken coop. We have an anvil at the very top. We want a spruce fence at the top with iron bars on top of the fence. My iron bars are black because I do use a WBC Build texture pack, which turns the iron bars black instead of gray. The gray ones will still work perfectly fine. I do just prefer, for my aesthetic of things that I build, to have black iron bars. Okay, that is the outside of your chicken coop. Let's go ahead and go into the inside. And we will finish decorating this. We're going to start with a crafting table right in the middle with 2 barrels on either side. We're going to go copper grates all along the edge. And we're going to fill them with water. We're going to take our waxed weathered copper trapdoors and we're going to go all along the edge and close it off. Just for a little color contrast. Then you just want to decorate with coral fans. A few of them I'm going to place item frames underneath. That way you can take an egg. Well, that way you can take an egg and put the egg on the inside of the frame. You want to crouch and make sure you hit the... Well, how did I do that first? Somehow this first one worked, and I don't know what I did to get it to work. No. Okay, you want to make sure you hit it in a certain spot of the item frame. I don't know, I did the... Okay. I don't know, I hovered my mouse exact... If you can see where the mouse is, that is where I hit the item frame to put the egg inside there. So it just looks like a chicken came in here and laid some eggs with the item frames. If you know how to make item frames invisible, you can go ahead and do that too. So then you don't even see the item frame. Okay, for this back side, you can add another item frame in here. You can put a chicken up here. I have some plushie mods where I had little chicken plushie mods and like a little bag that I put in this room to kind of just make them look like there's chickens in here, which was really cute. But I know not everyone has that mod, so I won't show it for this tutorial. You can also add a chain with a pot. You could do a regular pot. I do have a mod that has hanging pots, which is really cute. It is the Beautify mod, so very easy to find. So just put 2 hanging pots. Let's grab some grass in there. The vines hang really nicely. And this is the inside of the chicken coop. You have plenty of storage for any chickens that you have that drop eggs or their meat or anything you want to keep in here. This is the outside of your chicken coop. That is the finished tutorial. I will show you a small clip of how I decorated the outside of it. And this is what I did for the outside. I just put a retaining wall in. Some spaces I did 2 high, some spaces I did 1.5 blocks high. In the places that I would put a slab on the floor is where I did 2 high, and all the other times I just did 1.5 blocks. And for the whole wall, all I did was stone brick slabs or stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, andesite, and stone. And I just randomly put them in. I had no pattern that I was following. Just randomly placed them in all the way around in a circle. I added a path circle around the chicken coop. I added a bunch of grass blocks, a few yellow and white flowers. I did 2 big trees on the side, and I did 2 small trees inside the chicken coop. And then I did this walkway arch, which was very simple, just 2 blocks high, a mud brick on top, a fence. And then I just did half a block high going up into an arch with a single opened fence gate at the top. And here, just 2 fences with 1 fence gate in the middle. For the front, it's just 1 block, a wall on top, a wall in front, and lanterns. And that is how I decorated my chicken coop. I hope this was an easy tutorial. I hope you enjoy it in your world. If you do end up using it, please let me know. I would love to know if you use it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.